Welcome to the Wednesday, January 8th, 2025 meeting of the Gloucester Conservation Commission. The time is just after 5:30. As amendments to the open meeting law allow, the Conservation Commission may continue to hold meetings remotely. Adequate alternative access to the meetings is provided through the Zoom link. As always, continue to check the city calendar and updated agendas for upcoming meeting login and call-in information. We'll start with a roll call of commissioners present. Member Charpentier.
Here.
Member Cook.
Here.
Member Sargent.
Here.
Member Viteri.
Here.
Member Gullah.
Here.
And Member Jackson.
Yes, here.
All right, so we have a quorum present.
Okay, first off is administrative briefing. Chuck, anything to discuss?
Yes, we got two things. First, I wanted to mention that the state has passed a 2-year Permit Extension Act, or a PEA as they call it. And so basically any permit that has been valid between January 1st of 2023 and January 1st of 2025 will get an additional 2 years added onto the expiration date. So I think it's going to be quite a while before we see any requests for extension, I believe. But that'll obviously affect certain projects that were previously expired may now come back and be active again. So we'll have to keep tabs on that.
All right.
And then the second item, there's a request for an order of conditions for 0282981 for 139 Winger Sheep Road for the commission to look at a particular condition, so special condition number 5. And I believe Valerie Moore is here to represent as the attorney. Just to remind the commission, the order of conditions for this was issued on November 13th of 2024, and the appeals period would have ended on 11/27/24, and there were no appeals made during the appeals period. So therefore, the commission really has no obligation to consider any changes to the order of conditions, but I will bring up Ms. Moore here to talk.
Okay.
Does the applicant's representative want to speak?
He's joining right
Yes.
now, Representative.
Sorry, I'm trying to get the video started. Good evening, members of the commission, and thank you for your time this evening. First, to clarify, while the appeal period for a superseding order to DEP has passed, the appeal period under the Gloucester Wetlands Ordinance has not. So that appeal period is 60 days for filing a petition to the Superior Court. So we are still within the appeal period. The purpose of our request to the commission is to seek clarification of 2 conditions. The first one, special condition 10, it requires installation of a floating boom and some erosion controls that appeared to just be a carryover from a prior order of some kind. So I expect that should not present any problem for the commission. The second one, special condition 5, we wanted to seek clarification of because the language contained in your order appeared to contradict what was discussed at the hearing where the commission voted, but also contradicts state and federal law. So specifically, the sentence of special condition 5 that limits use of the ATV on the ramp solely to individuals who are mobility impaired, which is the language used in the order, is not enforceable under either state or federal law. And it puts the trust in a very difficult position to have that in its order of conditions once that becomes record. So we wanted to discuss with you this evening whether the commission would consider removing that second sentence while preserving the first sentence that makes it clear what the purpose and intent of the wider ramp and the path and the use of the ATV is, so that it's very clear in the order what the purpose of it is, but that it's not conditioned on that. As you know, the Americans with Disabilities Act would preclude officials of the government from inquiring into someone's disabled status. I think that also puts the trust in a very difficult position should a guest of the trust want to use the ATV to access the beach. The trust shouldn't be in a position of having to assess the degree of their mobility impairment in order to transport them to the beach. So with that, I'd like to discuss with you whether you'd consider removing that sentence from the order of conditions.
Okay. Should we do, commissioners, you want to do roll call comments, or do we just want to, Chuck, do you want to start?
I had made a suggestion to Chuck. I mean, what we can do is if we were to modify the conditions to say the use of the MobiMat and the boardwalk for pedestrian use, the use of the ATV on the MobiMat and the ramp is restricted to transporting the applicant's parents to the beach. That covers exactly what the request was put in for, and we just removed the mobility disability part. So we just limit it to transporting the parents, which is specifically the request that the applicant put in for.
Okay, any other comments, commissioners, or
I think roll call comments might be helpful.
Member Charpentier.
I don't feel strongly about that, so I could definitely go with what Valerie is recommending.
Member Cook, is there anything additional?
No, just what I stated, what I would suggest.
Okay, Member Sargent.
No comment.
Member Terry.
Yeah, I think there's kind of two issues. The first is a procedural issue, is how to really bring this in front of us to consider. I think you might want to seek an amendment. I don't know if we're sort of at a proper review vehicle at this point. So yeah, I certainly think the first condition being a typographic error warrants revision as well. The second one, I guess we're getting to the substance of this. I feel a little like this might be kind of a bait and switch. Now you came to us and said the purpose of the ATV and needing a wider ramp to accommodate the ATV was for the transportation of mobility impaired individuals, and now you're seeking to remove that language from the special conditions. So now essentially, almost free range of ATV use, no limitations on what the purpose is for the ATV, which was the reason why we approved it from a 3-foot wide ramp to a 5-foot wide ramp, which members of the commission were pretty much against that accommodation. So I think there's a way to, change the language to help you by limiting sort of what the intent was. I mean, the intent is to keep the ATV from driving over and damaging the resource area. I could suggest some language as well too, but I think, the first thing would be to find the proper, procedural vehicle for bringing this in front of us for either a modification or an amendment.
Bella.
I'm on board with what Bill says. I'm also a little concerned by the process. And Chuck, did we or did we not? Are they in or past the appeal period? Because that's critical.
It's past the appeal period for the Wetlands Protection Act. I have looked at the appeal period for the Gloucester ordinance. But it is something that procedurally, it should be something that's done, as an amendment. But if this is going to increase the amount of traffic through the resource area, in my mind, that's going to create additional impacts to the resource, and therefore this should be come to us as a new NOI. It's a different purpose and a different amount of activity that's going to be proposed here. So I think,
yeah,
they had a chance to appeal during the appeal period.
I'm on board with what Peter said and Bill said, either or.
I say if we limited the use of the ATV to transporting the parents, that takes the mobility section out of it. And from a trust perspective, it's very easy for them to determine the only people that can be using the ATV. And that is specifically what the request was from the applicant, to allow their mobility impaired parents to the beach. So if we just take out to allow them to transport their parents to the beach, then that meets exactly what the applicant requested.
Yeah, and I think that wouldn't increase the amount of ATV traffic on the Moby Mat. So I think that could fall under an amendment. Member Deck?
Your turn.
Yes, please. First of all, I agree, there is no current vehicle that I'm aware of where we can change a given condition past the wetlands ordinance appeal period. I also believe that the applicant got what was requested in the original application. I believe, Chuck, you based the wording of your special condition on that. The fact that you said there was no expansion and now you're asking for an expansion, we're trying to minimize the use of the ATV on the beach. So I will not vote for an expansion of that beyond mobility limited or your parents. And it's obviously easier to designate your parents, but again, I don't know the vehicle to change for that. Finally, I would just like to clarify and emphasize that the special condition does not say that there is any involvement with the ATV on the beach. And in your wording on your letter of September 13th, you talk about the applicant's proposed ramp and Moby Mat ensures that operation of the ATV on the beach for the limited purpose. It does not allow it on the beach. It allows it on the Moby Mat and on the ramp as per the special condition. Okay, I'm done.
Ms. Moore, you want to respond?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to respond. First, to be clear, as long as you're not making a substantive change to the outcome of a decision, the commission does have the authority to modify orders of conditions without a full amendment filing. There's case law that supports that, and I'm happy to supply a letter that details that for the commission, because that is the process for allowing minor changes to decisions. To be clear, we're not proposing to increase the scope of the use, and the use of the ATV is already significantly restricted by the NHESP conditions that precede the special conditions. The use of it is not going to increase by removing that language. What removing that language does is eliminate an enforcement problem. Again, which the same problem would arise with making the condition personal to specific people. There's no authority under the Wetlands Protection Act for that. The act and the regulations are pretty clear that an order of conditions can regulate construction. It can't regulate, it's not, that it runs with the land. It's not personal to specific applicants. Moreover, I'm not even sure how a trust, which is the legal entity that applied, a trust doesn't have parents, so I'm not entirely sure how that would be enforced. I see your smile there. So again, to clarify, the findings in the decision already make clear what the purpose of the widened ramp is. And the use of it by one family, really, it's not as if it's a public beach access or something like that, is not going to significantly increase from removing that language in the decision. Again, removing that language in the decision, what it does is prevent an enforcement problem where somebody who maybe is less than the legal definition of mobility impaired, whatever that may be, uses the ATV to access the beach. Let's say, for example, a pregnant visitor comes. perhaps they're not legally mobility impaired, but they're sure as heck gonna have a hard time traversing the long walk down there. If an angry neighbor observes that and calls the commission, all of a sudden we're in the middle of an enforcement proceeding, fighting over whether someone is truly mobility impaired or not. This is the problem with having that language in the decision, and the commission does have the authority to modify it within the scope of what the commission previously approved. And again, this is to reflect what was discussed at that meeting. So I certainly think, given that it is reflective of the commission's discussion when it voted to approve, removing that one sentence from that condition is well within the scope of your authority and does not require an amendment filing.
Okay, thank you. There's no real way to vote on this at this point. So I don't know Chuck, where we go with this, or Aim go.
Given that the intent of the wetlands ordinance is to protect the beach, and the applicant does not wish to cooperate with a restriction on the use of the ATV, and we can
Leave it
make changes.
or leave it.
We can make changes. I would eliminate the use of the ATV. I'm this angry about this. I would be okay in restricting it to the parents. I'd be okay in leaving it as it is. Those are my choices.
Chuck?
I still don't think this is the appropriate way to make this change. I think if that's, if that's what's being proposed, by removing that, I think it is changing the entire conversation about this was about the mobility impaired parents. And now that's the piece that they want to have removed. I used the exact language from Ms. Moore's letter for that condition, word for word. I pulled it from that letter. So basically they're getting what they asked for, and now they want something else.
So Ms. Moore, what I think I'm hearing here is that the commission at this time is not going to remove those notes. So I don't know what else to tell you at this time.
So Ms. Moore, would it be possible for you to provide the commission with wordage that restricts the use of the ATV to the parents that's acceptable to the trust?
We can consider that. I'd have to discuss with my clients how best to approach that.
If you can provide us wordage that we could buy into that limits it to the parents, then we can come back and look at that. But we need, that way you will have wordage that will accommodate the trust at the same time as restricting it to the parents.
Okay.
Peter?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to see the case law you have about the procedure, because my understanding of the procedure is the DEP wetlands policy. Maybe it's a minor modification, but I think we still have to make a determination whether it is a minor modification versus something that's going to require an amended NOI or a new NOI altogether, or amended order of conditions or a new NOI altogether. So I think we have to do it by the right steps. I'm personally amenable to a change in language that limits it to what you can do on the beach. So I think something that along the lines of the applicant shall not operate the ATV on the beach beyond turning it around at the foot of the ramp, and which is also language that I borrowed from your letter. Would, I think, address the issue. There might be other commissioner concerns, but I think if we're focusing on the protection of the resource area, I think that kind of gets you at the intent of what the use of the ATV was for.
I would disagree with Commissioner Viteri. I don't think they can turn around the ATV on the beach because that's piping plover nesting habitat.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
I do too. That being said, we've already gone way past our time on this.
Yeah.
I do want to also bring up, I admit this whole item has kind of gone out of my local, more focused attention. But this did all begin with a violation. And I believe there's a lot of the elements from the initial violation that, while they're covered under the order of conditions, I'm wondering if they should be followed up with an enforcement order, specifically the removal of the debris from the unapproved ramp, as well as the concrete piers, and also the restoration of the dune form. We do have the time of year restriction for the pipe and plovers starting on April 1st. And it'd be good to have some of that stuff taken care of prior to that date. With the order of conditions, it allows them to do the work, but it doesn't require them to do the work. And I think to get a more timely response on the mitigation of the unapproved actions, I'm curious how the commission would feel about issuing an enforcement order for that portion.
Well, didn't we already do that? And that's how this NOI came about?
No, we never actually ratified any NOI or any enforcement order.
Yeah, I think we went into a good faith situation there, and again, kind of bit us in the bum, but.
Well, I have a problem. I guess I have an issue with issuing an enforcement order after we've already issued an order of conditions, because technically they've got the inactive order of conditions that they can do the work under. So,
right, it doesn't compel them to do any actions. They could come back in 3 years and say, we decided not to do any of this. The enforcement order compels them to do the actions that were not something that could be permittable, which was the wooden ramp that was installed, as well as the concrete piers that were installed.
May I respond to that?
Very briefly.
It's to be clear, the applicant desires to remove the boardwalk. They would like to do it as quickly as possible. You'll recall that earlier on in the order of conditions proceeding, I had asked the commission if they would approve that work prior to even approving the full order. The applicant absolutely intends to undertake that work. Otherwise, we would not have gone through the time and expense of this entire permitting proceeding. So we will be undertaking the work as soon as possible.
Okay. All right, with that, we have nothing to vote on, so I think we just need, you can do whatever you want, come back with a modification to the process. That's up to you. But at this point, you can see that we're still concerned, so.
Understood, and we thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Night, Phil.
Okay. We are in the public comment period. This is the period of the meeting where people in the public are welcome to speak towards any conservation issue that is not, I repeat, not on tonight's agenda. If you'd like to do so, you may hit the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen, or you may hit *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 16 attendees, and there are no hands up at this time.
Seeing none, hearing none, we'll close the public comment period. Next up would be minutes review and approval. We have a quorum, so we can push through a bunch of these tonight, I guess. So the first one would be the August 4th, is that right?
August 7th.
Yeah,
I think the date got wrong.
Yep.
Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the minutes for the Conservation Commission meeting of August 7th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds,
Call Member Charpentier,
yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Viteri,
yes.
Member Gullah,
Staying.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the minutes for the Conservation Commission meeting of September 18th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call Member Charpentier,
yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Viteri,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Abstaining.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission meeting minutes for October 9th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds,
Call Member Charpentier,
yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Viteri,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission minutes for the meeting of October 23rd, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission meeting minutes for November 6th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission meeting minutes for November 20th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission meeting minutes for December 4th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Abstaining.
Member Jackson.
Abstain. Okay, and Commissioner Jackson moves to approve the Conservation Commission meeting minutes for December 18th, 2024.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Okay,
Wow, we caught up on a lot there.
sure did.
by the way, send our appreciation to Katie for getting all those done.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Did she get any Christmas vacation?
Had to work straight through.
Got the taskmaster. Oh, boy. Okay, next up then is notice of intent for, I'm sorry, yep, notice of intent 0283020 High Rock Terrace, which has previously been continued to 2/5/2025. Correct?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Next up is notice of intent 0283029 12 Sumner Street, Heidi Fiallo, to construct a single-family house. This also has been previously continued to 1/22/2025. Next up would be notice of intent 0282950 160 158R 154A Essex Avenue. Chuck, did we get a call in for this one yet?
Not yet, but Mr. Pavazza is here.
Hello.
Hello.
For the record, Joel Favazza, Seaside Legal, 123 Main Street. On behalf of the applicant, we had a meeting with Bill Ross, the third-party reviewer, last week, and we are narrowing down the last remaining issues. So I'd just like a continuance to your next available meeting on this one. We should be able to get submissions in time for you to review prior to your next meeting.
Okay. So move to continue to,
Be January 22nd.
Okay, sorry. Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0282950 at 160, 158 Rear and 154 Essex Avenue to the Conservation Commission meeting of January 22nd, 2025.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes,
What's up there? Next up is notice of intent 0282976 171 and 281 R Magnolia Avenue, How Mag LLC, construction of a 26 residential subdivision.
and they've requested to continue.
I don't see any.
Yes. They requested continue to January 22nd, 2025.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0282976 at 171 and 281 Rear Magnolia Avenue to the Conservation Commission meeting of January 22nd, 2025.
Charpentier seconds.
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Lettieri,
Yes.
Member Villa,
Yes.
and Member Jameson.
Yes.
And the third-party reviewer on that one does anticipate having their review in, should be a week from today. They said a week prior to our next meeting, so.
For which one, Chuck?
For the one we just moved it.
Magnolia.
Okay, next is notice of intent 0283005 Four River Road, Hayes Stumpy LLC. Represented by William Manuel, Wetland Land Management, Inc. Are they pushing for? Oh, yeah.
Nope, Bill is here.
Good evening, everyone.
evening.
I had a feeling I might be jumped to the top of the list here with those perennial continuers ahead of me. Four River Road. Let me just jump right in and I'll share my screen with you. My notes from the 9th of October indicate there was overall support for the project, subject to a riverfront area discussion. Remember, Mr. Stuppy had spoke during that hearing. He told you his family owned this property for multiple generations. The house has been damaged by a broken water main and discovered structural defects. The mantra for the meeting was, we have to find a way to get to yes. We have gone away and although we don't agree necessarily with the characterization of riverfront area, I'm happy to report that we were able to modify the project such that we can make it fit into that sort of riverfront area slot. And I'll describe how we were able to accomplish that. So this would have to be a riverfront redevelopment project because the existing structure here already was there prior to 1996. We're finding out how complicated those projects could be. As I remarked to you, if this were, say, on the other side of Annisquam, if it were a buffer zone to a coastal bank, we'd probably already be working here after the meeting in October. But it's redevelopment, so we have to evaluate quantify the previously disturbed areas on the property. Anything that expands beyond that, we need to either compensate by restoring degraded area on site or mitigating by a 2-to-1 factor areas that are on site. And that's where the problem comes in, especially on these small lots. But nevertheless, we were able to reduce certain impacts and increase vegetation on the site. So we're able to achieve that 2-to-1 number. Mostly what we were able to do was recall that we had an expansive paver driveway here, which would all be riverfront area impact. That is gone in favor of, we call them tire ribbons. They'll just be narrow strips of cobble embedded in grass. The existing gravel driveway here would be taken out and just have those tire ribbons. We don't get any credit for removing the driveway in between the tire ribbons because we can't restore that on site. So we don't get any credit for it, but nevertheless, it's a removal of a lot of driveway. We were able to shrink down these terraces here off the rear of the home and recall that, well, I did report to you that the stormwater management on the site is a complete failure. Everything runs down the hill, sometimes through the foundation, but exits out onto River Road. There's a catch basin directly across the road with a hard pipe right into the cove. There's absolutely zero stormwater management. We've mitigated for that by creating infiltration areas, utilizing each terrace and an area under the driveway for accepting runoff and allowing that to infiltrate. That's a substantial improvement to the property. That checks one of the boxes for riverfront area redevelopment, that we have to provide an improvement to the property. It turns out, I'll just scroll down here. We've documented the amount of impacts beyond what was previously developed, so we come up with a number of 943 square feet. Our complete mitigation package achieves 1,905 square feet of plantings on site. That's documented in the table here. I just wanted to show you, this is how the stormwater flow presently acts on the site. It runs from the back of the site. It gets channeled around the building, sometimes through the foundation and off the site. Now we have collection areas in the terraces and underneath the driveway. This is how that gets achieved. The grade is raised up. There is crushed stone behind retaining walls and underneath the terraces, which will accept roof water runoff and surface water runoff. We also have sorry for jumping around here, a detail of how the terraces are pervious and will allow water to get through and percolate down into the infiltration areas. So we have achieved the 2-to-1 mitigation through a series of just reducing the project and increasing the mitigation. I have a substantial written discussion. I'm not going to go through point by point, as you already have that. But at the bottom of the line, the end of the day, we've achieved or made the project fit into a riverfront area redevelopment project, and hopeful that the commission can see to approve this tonight.
Okay. Thank you. First thing I'll do is open up for public comment. Anybody in the public who wishes to speak for or against the project at Fore River Road may do so by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 14 attendees and there are no hands up.
Okay. Seeing none, hearing none, close public commentary. Next up will be commissioner roll call comments.
Member Charpentier,
No comments.
Member Cook,
I'd like to thank Bill for the changes that he made. No comments.
Member Sergeant,
Thank you for including the riverfront delineation. This is a challenging regulatory situation, but I believe the applicant has done as much as reasonable to navigate and satisfy those challenges. I would like a condition that all dewatering must be adequately treated before being discharged, and there be a 2-year monitoring for the mortality of mitigation plantings. Thank you.
Member Terry,
No comments.
Member Bell,
No comment.
Member Jackson,
No comment other than another hearty thank you for the changes that you've made to bring this into compliance with the regulations. Chuck, did you have any additional comments?
I also wanted to thank you for making those changes. I appreciated too that you not only showed the impervious surface area calculations, but you also correctly showed the degraded calculations separately. So I think this is the first time we've seen it laid out so clearly. So thank you for that. I was curious if there was going to be a planting plan at some point, or if there's any of these. It could be all native plantings. Just curious about the actual plantings.
Yeah,
You can answer
sheet 4 has a list of native species that are going to be incorporated into the planting areas. Beyond designation of the mitigation areas, we don't have anything more formal than that, but we are intending to utilize the list of species that are on sheet 4.
Normally, I'd say we should wait for some sort of list or plan, but for the work you guys put forth here, I trust you'll do the right thing on the planting side. So I'm comfortable with this.
I agree. Shall we move forward?
Yep.
Yep.
Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for NOI 0283005 at Four River Road.
Charpentier seconds,
I'll call Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Lettieri,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve NOI 0283005 with the aforementioned conditions.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Lettieri,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Good luck and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we have the two winger sheets. Where were these at, Chuck?
Uh,
Call them out. Notice of intent 0283006 and notice of intent 0283007.
yep, and Mr. Favazza is here to tell us about those.
Good evening. Again, for the record, Joel Favazza, Seaside Legal, 123 Main Street, on behalf of the applicants. We were working through the Beals and Thomas review, and as you may recall, when we first came to you, this was a single lot that we were planning to split. The commission requested that we split the lot and come back with two separate NOIs. The splitting of the lot required zoning board relief, and which we went and got. And the interim, while we've been working through the issues at Concom, these relief to split the lots expired. Although this, and so we had to go back and get it again, right? So we went back to the zoning board, got it again, and a neighbor appealed the zoning board relief this time. So we've been focusing on getting that appeal squared away, and now we're hoping to kind of turn our attention back to the Beals and Thomas review. That being said, I would like the February 19th meeting date. I think it's a reasonable time to wrap up what we need to do and get hopefully a clean letter out of Beals and Thomas before then.
Okay, both of them?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0283006 at 105 Wingersheek Road and NOI 0283007 at 107 Wingersheek Road to the Conservation Commission meeting of February 19th, 2025.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Lettieri,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes,
All right, thank you.
see you in February.
Bye.
Okay. Moving along, we're coming down into 91 Wingersheek Road. Correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we have notice of intent 028301591 Wingersheek Road. Gateway Consultants represent.
Good evening, members of the commission. For the record, John Judd, Gateway Consultants. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
yes.
Let's see.
Are you waiting on us or you?
Okay, how's that?
Yep, we can hear you.
That's good. I cannot hear you, so I'm going to go ahead and do my, for some reason, I'm not sure why, I'm not getting the audio back, but just a brief recap on this project at 91 Wingersheek. This is a proposal for an accessory dwelling unit originally with a septic system at 91 Wingersheek. And we've gone through several hearings since August of 2024. And since that time, we've gone ahead and removed the sewage disposal system due to the issues associated with that and the permitting associated with that with the ACEC. You may recall some of those. I can bring up the plan quickly and maybe, or it's up to Chuck if he wants me to, but I can add this to the, thank you. I'm not sure if you can see, okay. So, again, here's the ADU, which is now a garage and without any sanitary facilities or water connection to be an elevated. So you can see we have a cross section here as requested. We did supply an existing conditions plan as part of the package, and that it was a separate sheet. So I just wanted to point out that we have removed the proposed sewage disposal system that was here. We are providing roofed runoff infiltration, which obviously does not exist on that tennis court now. So that would be a net improvement, as well as the removal of the sewage disposal system. Just a brief recap. We did move this proposed ADU back away from the flood zone and the ACEC as far as possible. And due to that was due to the floodplain ordinance that has been enacted last year. So in order to meet the requirements of the Zoning Board of Appeals. So that is essentially where we are. We did, again, elevate this on piers, and we do show that. And I believe we've addressed all the other issues. Can answer any questions, but I need to find a way to hear you. But I'll stop sharing this.
Okay, while we wait, why don't we? Should wait. Well,
If you
I'll
could-
open up comments. Anybody? Is that okay? Okay.
So we have 10 attendees and there are no hands up.
Okay, seeing none, hearing none, I close public comment period. We go to roll call, commissioner comments.
Member Charpentier.
I appreciate the changes that were made, especially moving that back from the ACC.
Member Cook.
No comments.
Member Sargent.
Yeah,
Okay.
I note that the proposed garage is the same exact square footage as a previously proposed accessory dwelling unit ADU. I'd like a continuing condition that no bedrooms or sleeping quarters shall be allowed in the building unless the Gloucester Health Department has provided a formal written sign-off. I would also like a condition that the proposed roof runoff infiltration chambers be specified for H20 loading and that it have the recommended depth of compacted soil coverage. Thank you.
My question is what the surface will be below the garage after the tennis court is removed. Is that going to be restored to dune sand, or is it going to be kept as tennis court? Is it going to be gravel?
Member Gullah.
Something else to add?
Member Jackson.
No, do you have any comments, Chuck?
I had a
Does it fulfill the local flood ordinances now? Floodplain?
It is, yeah, it is outside of the
Okay.
I guess I had a couple questions on it. So first of all, the recommended height of the structures in the dunes is 2 feet above the highest dune, in the area. Obviously with the house over here, between that and the primary dune, it's maybe not as pertinent to have it that high height. But, if you're showing 2 feet of elevation here, it's clearly less than 2 feet of elevation here. And, this deck is really at the same grade as the existing patio. So I'm wondering if this needs to be elevated a bit higher, above this grade here. The other question I had was, you're still showing these retaining walls, and I assume those are going to be at grade. I don't know what else they'd be retaining at an elevated height. But if those are at grade, that's another item that's not going to allow for the sand to shift and blow. So I'm not sure that's going to meet the performance standards there. I was also curious if there's going to be any cross beams or anything on these piles? Because again, it's 2 feet elevation above the lowest member. So I was just curious if there's anything there, if there's anything subgrade, any sort of footings or anything that are going to be under those piles, because those may also not allow the sands to really shift and blow naturally. And I was also curious, I mean, you're showing a decrease in the impervious surface area, but overall, the amount of coverage is actually increasing. There's additional coverage where the house is that was currently not covered by the tennis court. So in some ways, you're kind of increasing the amount of area that's not going to allow sunlight and allow for plants to grow and kind of stabilize the dune. And I was curious if there's going to be any proposed mitigation planting anywhere. I think with that existing remaining tennis court, I think there's plenty of other area that could be turned into dune to help mitigate.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, are you okay with me responding at this time?
Sure.
Okay. I think Peter's comment or question was probably the first, that's the easy one. On the profile at the top of the sheet, Peter, we show that the existing asphalt is to be removed below the, so that is noted on the plan. Excuse me. And in terms of Chuck's comments, the rear retaining wall was for access, pedestrian access, to be allowed for the rear of the rear of the proposed garage. So that can be removed if absolutely necessary to allow that wind movement and sand movement under there. So we can make that modification. Now that that originally that was to encapsulate the plumbing that was to go to the septic system. So that's just something that's going to have to that wall will have to come out. So that's not an issue there. Cross beams are not proposed. These are going to be driven I-beams, and so they have the structural capability without needing the cross members. And the 2-foot clearance, as pointed out on Chuck on the section view, that can be excavated out below the. You can see where the ramp is in the deck in the back. That can be excavated out to allow that 2-foot clearance to allow for the movement of sand. I believe we're very close to it now, toward the back of the proposed garage. So that would be they can easily be allowed to be provided for, rather to have the 2-foot clearance. And as far as the additional planting, I don't see an issue with providing additional planting where that is going to be, that wall and is going to be removed toward the back, coupled with the other areas around the garage. So if you'd like, we can add that to the plan, but it's not an issue. And as far as Mr. Sargent's concerns, we can certainly do that with the H20 loading on the infiltration.
Okay.
But if you excavate out, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
Right now it's gravel.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Right now that's gravel. It's underneath the ramp there and around that tennis court. So
Okay.
All right, sounds like, I mean, it's up to you. I'd assume you get some cleanup to do here, or do you want to go for a vote? I don't know.
I prefer a vote. We can certainly remove the wall and add those plantings as Chuck has pointed out. That's our request because obviously we've been at this since over a year now. We did the soil testing last November of 23. Obviously that's off the table. The applicant feels like they've been very accommodating and we can make these easy modifications tomorrow and get that over to Chuck.
So Chuck, you're good with this?
I'm still wondering if we're getting the 2 feet above, the grade. Just pull up that side elevation again.
Sure.
You're talking about excavating gravel here, which, questionably is fill on top of dune is considered part of the dune. So I don't know if you're technically changing dune form, but that giving you more elevation here is still keeping you at the same elevation of the existing patio. So anything that's blowing across that patio, it's not, you know, this deck and the proposed garage there are not allowing for flow under. Everything's going to flow on top of the deck there if it comes across the patio. So I'm,
Well, if I could, Chuck, behind that retaining wall is the sewage disposal system. So if we tampered, I'm not sure if you're suggesting that we take out that wall. That's obviously not possible because of the septic system. But are you saying
No,
that the
I'm wondering
deck?
if this needs to be another, you know, 2 feet higher than this existing patio.
You want the garage 2 feet higher than the patio?
I think that would provide the 2 feet above the, you know, adjacent grade. I don't know. It's up to the commission. I
mean, that
Just-
basically precludes any vehicle access into the garage. And we're removing substantial amount of asphalt right now to improve the dune situation, which doesn't exist now. We're taking away quite a bit of that.
yes, but it's being removed underneath a proposed structure. So I'm not sure, you know, it's not going to function as a vegetated dune underneath.
So if we remove, I'm not sure that, so if that point is made, then how can we, if we take it around the deck, doesn't that achieve the same thing?
Sorry, what?
In other words, if you're saying, if we go to the right-hand side of the garage and eliminate the deck, I suppose, you're saying you want to raise that up, eliminate the deck, doesn't that achieve the same thing? But as far as the movement of sand, I'm not sure how that qualifies. I just feel like the applicant has done more than what was, what we thought was approvable in good faith.
Okay,
Question for the commissioners. You know,
yeah,
you're
that's
talking about.
I guess, at this point.
I'm
But if
sorry.
you obviously, our agent's a little concerned. Usually we go with our agent, so I don't know if you just want to give it one more 2 weeks and see if you two.
I just assume make the vote. I mean, we've been at this for over a year now.
All right. Want to close the hearing, in, Joe?
Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for NOI 0283015 at 91 Wingersheek Road.
Charpentier seconds,
Oh, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook. Member Cook,
Muted.
You here? Yes.
Member Sergeant,
Yes.
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve NOI 0283015 at 91 Wingersheek Road.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sergeant,
Yes, with those conditions.
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Abstain.
Thank you very much. I'll get that plan over to Chuck tomorrow morning.
Okey-doke. Maybe you guys can talk and see how you get on that same page while you're at it. Okay, next up. Minor modification, is that where we're at? The minor modification?
Yep.
719 87R Wingersheek Road in Davis for the replacement of an existing septic system in Dune. Evan Gavendran from DeRosa Environmental representing.
They have requested to continue to January 22nd, 2025.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I saw that. Commissioner Jackson moves to continue minor modification 0282719 at 87 Rear Wingersheek Road to the Conservation Commission meeting of January 22nd, 2025.
Charpentier seconds,
Call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sergeant,
Yes.
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Gullo,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. You're all set for everyone.
They're not
Okay,
here.
next up. I thought we were still on the other one. We're now on notice of intent 0283022 3 Kirk Road, Greg Souza, to raise and rebuild existing home and installation of a pool, relocation of an exterior pier in riverfront area and buffer zone to coastal resource area. John Judd Gateway Consultants Inc. representing.
Commissioner Jackson moves to continue NOI 0283022 at 3 Kirk Road to the Conservation Commission meeting of February 5th, 2025.
Charpentier, second.
Roll call. Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Materi,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're on to new business.
Yes.
Everybody ready for the next one? Extension 0282830 15 Biscay Head Point, Heron Way Cooperative Association, demolition and reconstruction of a timber bulkhead and pier and riverfront area, coastal bank, land subject coastal flowage. Dave Smith from GZA Environmental is requesting to withdraw without prejudice.
Commissioner Jackson moves to withdraw without prejudice, extension 0282830 at 15 Biscay Head Point.
Charpentier, seconds.
Call. Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Materi,
Yes.
Member Gullah,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
That'll probably be the last extension we see for a bit.
Okay, good.
All right, next up is RDA 1820 20 Hart Street, Desino, for an expansion of driveway and land subject coastal storm flowage and buffer zone to bordering vegetative wetland. Anthony DeSeo representing himself.
Not seeing Anthony listed here unless he's listed on the phone number or AP.
I want to circle back.
I guess so, yeah. Let's see. It's *9 to raise his hand. So don't see anyone.
All right, we'll move ahead. So we'll do next one. We'll go up to RDA 1821 3 Bernal Street, Cynthia. These are tough names. Lanzadorf, Carney, construction of a shed and buffer zone to bordering vegetative wetland, pond. John Judd Gateway Consultants Inc. represented.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm gonna try to get this video up and running. Okay. So if I could, I can share my screen and show this property at 34 Fernald Street. This is a proposal to excuse me, just make sure I have the right one here. Okay. Okay, representing Cynthia Carney, this is for a proposed sewer connection and water connection to a rear existing structure that is within the buffer zone to the wetland behind the property. And so this would be a subsurface 2-inch line here and a 1/2-inch line for the water. Both would be subsurface to this existing barn out back that's going to be converted for her daughter to be an ADU. Also, there is associated with this the shed that was requested by the applicant as a request for determination. So I'm not sure if you're handling both of these items at the same time, but the site plan does show both activities. We have shown proposed erosion control between the existing rear building and the house for any minimize any erosion toward the resource area. This existing leach field is outside the buffer zone, and again, this would be a pressure line that would connect into the existing distribution box. I can answer any questions you might have. I can keep this up if you'd like.
Well, first off, Chuck, did we get a DEP number on this? The notice of intent or the RDA, which one are we doing?
The RDA.
Yeah, let's do them separately. Let's do the RDA first.
Chuck, you're muted, and we do have an NOI number from DEP.
Oh, okay.
3033.
So we're doing the RDA first,
Yes,
Anjo?
yes,
So RDA 1821 34 Bernal Street.
yeah.
Okay. So you want to do that one now, Mr. Judd?
Sure, yes, please.
Yep. You can do, we're going to do 34 Ferdinand Street first.
Yeah, it's the same
The
address.
RDA, yeah, the
Yeah, it's the
RDA.
same address. The RDA is for the shed portion.
Yeah, so tell us about this.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's an elevated shed that is this was applied for by the applicant, and it's as shown. It's separated between the resource area by the existing structure here. There's an existing metal shed here. The resource area does come here, and it goes around toward the back of the property. You can see their existing potable well is here, and very close to the exterior of the buffer zone, so it's slightly inside the buffer zone. And again, no excavation. It's an elevated shed on feet.
Okay. I missed opening this up for public comments. So why don't I do that now? Anybody in the public wishes to speak for or against the project 34 Ferdinand Street, you may do so now by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 7 attendees and there are no hands up.
Seeing none here, none, we'll close public comment period. Why don't we do commissioner roll call comments, Chuck?
Yep. Member Charpentier,
No comments.
Member Cook,
The only comment I have is, should there be some mitigation for the shed?
For the peers. That'd be,
Member Sargent,
I would agree with Commissioner Cook.
Member Materi,
Yeah, it's an additional impervious surface, so I think some mitigation plantings near the resource area would be useful. I just have a question why this is separate from the NOI. Why aren't they all both together? But that's it.
and Member Jackson.
I agree with the comments regarding mitigation.
And I skipped Mr. Gola, sorry.
it's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I'm with everybody else. A little bit of mitigation couldn't hurt.
And I guess to clarify why they're filed separately, there's a timeline constriction on the shed being delivered. And the owner was not sure how long it was going to be until the NOI was filed. So she filed a separate RDA for the shed portion. And then Mr. Judd filed the NOI shortly after.
All right, well, I think we're all good with why don't we move the vote on the shed one?
I'd like to hear from Mr. Judd whether mitigation is possible.
Absolutely. There's plenty of room here. It's mostly lawn in that area behind there. So there's definitely an opportunity to provide. Do you have a square footage in mind? Are we talking about 1-to-1 for the shed?
What is it? 120, 240, what? 240, about 298 square feet. 24 times 12, is that what it is?
Yes.
240, 280. Yeah, 292 square feet, maybe. No, somewhere in there. 290 square feet somewhere, plus or minus.
200 is good.
Yeah. Can you
Not
do
all.
that?
It's not all in the
Absolutely.
buffer zone. It's not all in the buffer zone. I don't know if that makes a difference. You knock off a few square feet.
Yeah. Yeah, 280.
You'd like to
270.
see
It's kinda-
280 square feet, and Peter had
Yeah.
mentioned closer to the resource area, and that can be done.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
280. Okay.
Okay. Chuck, did you have anything to add?
No, the only thing was there was going to be a gravel base around it to help with any stormwater coming off the roof of it. So
Okay, good.
Yep, so within a
Alright.
existing lawn and no trees or anything are gonna come down.
Okay. All right, shall we move forward?
I agree, yep. I think we're good.
Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for RDA 1821 at 34 Fernald Street.
Charpentier seconds?
Call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Materi,
Yes,
Member Bella,
Yes,
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves for a negative determination for RDA 1821 at 34 Fernald Street with the condition of 280 square feet of mitigation planting near the resource.
Charpentier seconds?
Call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Materi,
yes,
Member Bella,
yes,
Member Jackson.
Yes.
okay, we're all set with that RDA. Now we're moving on to the notice of intent. So you do have the deed numbers 3033, is that what you said?
Yes.
So notice of intent 0283033, 34 Ronald Street, Cynthia Lesendorf, Carney, for connection of the sewer, water, and septic lines for in buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetland and pond. John Judd Gateway Consultants, Inc., representing.
Thank you. Once again, I just put up this for your viewing. This is what we're looking for now, are these two subsurface utilities that I explained earlier. And again, we have erosion control, no grading, no filling, just basically opening a trench, installing it with proper bedding and at the proper depths and as shown here.
All right, I'll open up for public comment. Anybody in the public who wishes to speak for or against the project at 34 Fernald Street may do so by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of your screen, or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 6 attendees and there are no hands up.
Seeing none, hearing none, close public comment period. Roll call, commissioner comments.
Charpentier,
no comments.
Member Cook,
no comments.
Member Sergeant,
I'd like a condition that all dewatering must be adequately treated before being discharged.
Member Materi,
just one comment, I don't believe this qualifies as a limited project because these are not public utilities, these are private utilities. Otherwise, no other comments.
Member Bella,
No other comments.
and Member Jackson.
No comments. I want to make sure Chuck is comfortable with the delineation and the project at this point.
Yeah, Mr. Judd had addressed my concerns of the delineation with this
Okay.
new submitted plan, and all that proposed work is within existing lawn, so I don't have any issues with it.
Okay, sounds good. Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for NOI 0283033 at 34 Fernald Street.
Charpentier seconds?
Call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Materi,
Yes,
Member Bella,
Yes,
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve NOI 0283033 at 34 Fernald Street.
Charpentier seconds?
Call, Member Charpentier,
Yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes, with a condition.
Member Materi,
yes,
Member Bella,
yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Sorry, Dave, I forgot your condition.
Dewatering.
Yep. Okay.
All right, you're all set, sir.
Thank you very much. Just one more.
Just one more. At 028202312 Island Rock Lane, Lawrence Whitten, for seasonal installation of a ramp float in rocky intertidal shores, land under ocean, land south of coastal storm flowage, and land containing shellfish. John Judd of Gateway Consultants, represent.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, John Judd, engineer with Gateway Consultants, representing Larry Witten, who is on the call tonight as well. If he may be raising his hand for potential comments or response if needed. But you may recall that we did submit a request for determination of applicability on this property for a seasonal ramp and float system as shown on the plan. At that time, the commission, that was back in November. At that time, the commissioners asked that we refile with a notice of intent as there is temporary work within resource areas. So, and that's why we're here with a notice of intent. This is the same plan, but under a notice of intent. Some of the comments that I did write down from our December meeting was the need for DMF comments, and that was I think, Mr. Sargent's intent of getting DMF comments, which we did receive today, this afternoon. And I'll let the board, I'm not sure if the board had a chance to look at those, Chuck, or if you want to sort of paraphrase of what was outlined in that. But I just wanted to give a recap on where we are with the latest submission. And I can answer any questions you might have.
Chuck, do you want to follow up on what DMF said, or do you want to just go through our usual process?
Yeah, I can pull those up right now. So they basically had, in addition to some additional comments on the fact that there's an eelgrass bed there and shellfish, map shellfish habitat for blue mussel. They did have questions about whether or not the floats are going to have adequate standoff of at least 30 inches above the substrate at this location. They also mentioned that it's within 25 feet of existing eelgrass bed, so they will require a pre-construction notice for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They felt that the overall square footage of the floats was excessive. I think that came up in the previous meeting when they were talking about 2 floats versus typically the commission asked for 1 float. And they also recommended that all staging and storage of equipment would be on the upland side of the project site.
Okay, Mr. Judge, so it looks like you have some work to do.
I'm sorry.
I have not yet received any comments from Gloucester Shellfish.
You didn't get any from, you said, Chuck?
I have not yet received any, no.
Okay. So DMF had some conditions. Did you up to date on all those?
Yeah, we're okay with that. You know, this is the reason we're extending it out is to obviously get it to the above, you know, to have it not ground and to obviously have more time access to the boat. So we're below extended beyond mean low water. But if the commissioners would like to see the legs and the standoffs, that's not a problem. We can add that to the plan.
They also had a problem with the size of it.
Yeah, so as I back in December, I had explained, and Mr. Witten's here as well, but he can expand on that a little bit more. We're trying to get this out further to obviously beyond the mean low water. The boat itself would be protected on the inner float. He does want to have access for and protection from the southerly wave action that does come in. And that was explained at the last meeting. Perhaps Mr. Witten can expand on that a little bit more. He's owned the property. It's been in the family for a while, and he's more familiar with the wave action there than I can explain to the commissioners. But Chuck, I don't know if you see his hand raised, but
yeah, but I wouldn't do it yet. Let me do the
okay. Sorry. Yep.
Let me get the public comment period out.
Sure. Yep. Sorry about that.
So right now, if anybody wishes to speak for or against the project at 12 Island Rock Lane, may do so by hitting the raise your hand button at the bottom of each screen or hitting *9 on your phone or handheld device.
We currently have 6 attendees and there are no hands up.
Seeing none, hearing none, a close public comment period. Commissioner roll call comments or Chuck's comments, whatever you want to go.
No, we did have a hand just go up. I don't know if we,
That might be, the applicant.
he's listed separately. I don't know. Should we
Hmm.
allow this person to talk?
Sure. Hello?
Chuck, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to, Larry, you're gonna have to, yeah, there you go, you're unmuted.
Name and
Hi,
address?
so I'm the abutter. I'm Aaron Poirier. I'm the abutter at 10 Island Rock Lane. And I had a couple of questions. One regarding the float size in comparison to the floats that were permitted for 6 and 8 Island Rock Lane. Just the length of those and the size and kind of like the effect it's going to have on the cove. And the second issue was the navigability of the cove. Would having a float there prevent other floats from other abutters also putting a float into that cove?
Okay, any other comments? Sir, any other comments?
No, that's it.
Okay, I'll have the applicant respond. Okay,
Sure, if I could, yeah, so there's no issue with other floats going in. They would obviously, I'm speaking to Aaron on this, they would have to go through the same process, but each application would go to through a similar process where the harbor master, Shellfish Constable, Division of Marine Fisheries, as well as this obviously Conservation Commission, would all weigh in on comments similar. So this would not, as long as they're within the frontage in their water sheet, there should, in my opinion, they should not be an issue with having access to the water with a seasonal float.
okay, thank you for that. For the record, I just want to, I'll close public comment period and go to commissioner roll call comments.
Charpentier.
Yeah, I'm still concerned about the size of the float or floats where we're allowing generally one float of a certain size.
Member Cook.
Same thing, the float size. Now, based on what John just said, if the applicant's planning on putting the boat on the inside float, then there's absolutely no need for the outside float.
Okay,
If they decide they're gonna keep the boat on the outside float, then I'd like to have a condition of restricted to one vessel.
Member Sergeant.
Yeah. City of Gloucester GIS aerial imagery from 2011 doesn't appear to show the existence of a pier in this location. Please address when the pier was constructed and if there's a Chapter 91 permit for the pier. The proposed float system is quite a bit larger than is generally permitted, and I don't believe a larger footprint float system is warranted, as this area is protected from prevailing southwest winds during the boating season. This can be witnessed by the presence of eelgrass, which doesn't like turbidity, as well as the numerous sheltered moorings nearby. And I'm very concerned that there may be some prop scouring and shading from existing eelgrass beds, and I agree with DMF's comments. Thank you.
Member Materi.
Yeah, I have a similar concern about whether there'll be sufficient distance from the float to the eelgrass beds to allow for boat travel without disturbing or interfering with the eelgrass beds. I think I'd be amenable to a condition to limit to one boat, as was discussed during the RDA hearing. Also incorporating DMF as conditions, DMF's comments as conditions, and then an additional condition that no work would take place until the pre-construction notice review by the Army Corps is completed.
Member Gullo.
nothing else to add.
And Member Jackson.
The reference was made to the other piers and floats in the area at 6 and 8, which I assume, and I have not done the research on this, obviously, I assume is 10 by 20. And I would like to know whether there's been a history of damage from the southwest winds to those floats. And I don't see the need for 2 floats at the end of this ramp.
Okay. That said, Mr. Judd, I kind of jumped over your client. Does he want to speak?
I believe he did express a desire to speak. Chuck, I'm not sure if you're looking.
Yep, he has his,
Larry Wood, yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Name and
good.
address for the record, sir.
My picture didn't show up on the screen, so okay, so yes, we would definitely like to go this route. We have the two docks so that we can get a deep water. We looked at extending a pier, like the piers that were mentioned on the street. If we did that, we would have to have that pier about 3 or 4 feet above the existing pier, and then go out and obviously put in some pilings, either cement or fiberglass pilings, to get out to that deep water. I prefer not to do that to get to the deep water for a number of reasons. Obviously, this method that's before you is cheaper, but really it would eliminate having to put in that pier, which would be a big eyesore for my neighbors to the right. There's condos there, and I don't think anyone wants to look at that. And if what we have proposed, it's one, it's seasonal, two, the dock would be either at the pier height, the existing pier, or lower, so that the condos, when they look out, they'd look over it. It wouldn't block their view, in other words. And obviously, we're not disturbing the seabed or doing anything like that. So we want the extra dockage for two reasons: to go get into the deep water, but also to act as a barrier. So I have no problem with limiting to one boat. We all know what's going on in Smith's Cove, and there's a lot of dockage there. That's not what I want the dock for. I want the deep water, and I really want this dock for my grandnephew, who's 14, and I want to park a 13-foot whaler there. I would like to put it behind the tee so it can be protected and not swamped out on rough weather. And I'd like to be able to come and go regardless if it's mean low tide or not. So I'm trying to do this for him. I'm trying to set that young man up for success. I think the whale is a great teaching tool, teaches self-reliance and independence, and it's why I'm doing it and why it's important to me.
Okay, we appreciate your comments. A lot of them we can't control. We don't get into views or anything like that. So you're gonna just have to follow the guidance from the state, and just Mr. Judd, I'm sure, can explain that all to you.
Yeah, I understand. I just want to let you know where I'm coming from and what I want to do. I don't want to put lots of boats out there. I think a bigger boat would not be wise to be put there. You'd have to have a mooring. If you just had one dock and you had a boat on that one dock, it would really, you'd have to get a mooring, I think, in my estimation. But
Okay.
Before we let Larry go, can he speak to the history of this this existing pier? Because Dave, I'm looking at the GIS aerial imagery, the oldest one I can view on the city website, and it's shown in 2011. I don't have anything that predates that, but Larry, can you speak to how old this pier is?
well, this house has been in the family since 1999, and it was definitely there at that point. And I don't know how old it is. But it's been there at least since then, and I imagine it's been there quite a while.
You know if there's a Chapter 91 for the pier?
I do not know, sir.
I have not found one, Dave.
All right, well, we're obviously not going to approve this tonight. There's some research that has to be done on this between.
Larry, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, if I could, it seems like it all comes down to the two floats. I can huddle up with Larry. Larry, I think you're hearing what everyone's saying. We could probably close it out if we remove that outer one, but I don't want to speak for you.
Well, I don't know if we'll, I want something for my grandnephew, but
We
I would-
appreciate that, sir, but that's not how we are.
well, I understand that, but I don't know if we'll get to mean low water. And have a deep water dock. So that's my main concern. I know I could put a pier in there. Well, I think I could because there's one approved all on the east side of the harbor, but I don't think that's the best solution for everybody. I just need a 13-foot whaler in there, in and out. So, John, maybe we can discuss offline, but I mean, obviously, if it's up to the board, so. But
Yeah, you have a choice. You can vote on it now, or Bill, you want to say something?
Well, based on what the applicant said, he wants to put a 13 whaler and he's going to put it on the inside of that. So that is not going to do anything to bring him closer to deep water. So if that's the point, I see no need for the outside one because the whale is going to be tied up on the inside one.
Okay. I think.
So Larry, it's your call. We don't want to hold them up. It's been a long meeting, so.
well, it sounds like I don't have much of a choice. So
Yeah, I would go back at it a little longer. Maybe you can come up with some better information, but. It's too much.
well, I
my
mean, I
perspective-
think if we do one, I don't have it sounds like I don't have a choice with the two docks. So if we can go with one dock and get it done tonight and move forward, I kind of want to get it done. If we keep delaying, then I'll be in the same boat, I think. No pun intended. So, yeah.
I agree. We can get a plan and remove that outer float tomorrow to Chuck, and it'll be that much further from the eelgrass bed as well, and add the legs.
Before we do that, Mr. Judd, why don't we do roll call comments one more?
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Here.
Member Secretary.
Yeah, if we remove that one dock, what is the size of the remaining dock?
10 by 20, 200 square feet, which is
No, I
Yeah,
think
guidance.
the one remaining is the other one, John, which is 100. It's 8 by 24, which is 109.
no, that's
Am I not?
that's 200. It's 8 by 24, which is the same. It's 200 square feet.
Mr. Whitten, let us go through our process
Oh,
here.
sorry. Okay, just trying to be helpful. I'll be quiet.
Who's next, Chuck?
Member Cook.
No, I'm comfortable with removing the outside dock.
Member Sergeant.
I'm comfortable removing the outside dock, the standoffs, and incorporating DMF's comments.
Member Chair.
No further comments.
Member Villa.
No further comment.
Member Jackson.
I agree with Mr. Sargent's comments. And Chuck, what about you? Any comments additional?
No, I think everything's covered at this point with those.
Okay, then I guess it's up to the applicant.
You want us to vote on this?
Yeah, yes, please, with those conditions, please.
Yeah, you'd be removing the 10 by 20 dock and
Adding-
keeping the 8 by 24. Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for NOI 0282032 at 12 Island Rock Lane.
Are we still
Japanese-
waiting on shellfish comments? Sorry.
Oh, we are still waiting on that.
we're above, it won't be rusting on it and we're adding the legs, but
You are, DMF felt that was adequate protection.
Yeah.
Do we think
Um,
Shellfish is gonna have anything different?
Shellfish has had 3 months to comment.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're waited that one out.
All
And
right.
while I'm still Shellfish representative, I'll go with it.
There you go.
All right, Commissioner Jackson moves to close the public hearing for NOI 0282032 at 12 Island Rock Lane.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
Yes,
Member Sergeant,
Yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
Member Jackson.
Yes. Commissioner Jackson moves to approve NOI 0282032 at 12 Island Rock Lane with removal of the 10 by 20 float, with the standoffs incorporated and the U.S. Army Corps permit and whatever other DMF comments there were.
Charpentier seconds,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Good luck, sir.
thank you
Thank
all
you.
very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, you're welcome. We need to go back to 20 Hart Street.
Correct. Anthony, I don't see him up there. Unless he's AP. Would he be AP, Chuck? I don't think that's.
Don't know, yeah. I guess, I mean, if anybody's here to represent, please raise your hand for 20 Hart Street.
Yeah.
well, let's just move it to the next one.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to continue RDA 1820 at 20 Hart Street to the Conservation Commission meeting of January 22nd, 2025.
Charpentier seconds,
Oh, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes.
Okay, moving down the list here, we're down to certificates of compliance, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
We have 2. You good to go, Chuck?
Yeah, I had a trip not too long ago with the Harbor Master. So I was able to see these from the water, and I checked back in with him and also the building commissioner, and they have no concerns with these, so I think they are good to go.
Okay, Commissioner Jackson moves to approve RCOC 0282540 at 69 Rogers Street and RCOC 0282541 at 1 Rose Square.
Charpentier seconds,
Oh, Member Charpentier,
yes,
Member Cook,
yes,
Member Sergeant,
yes,
Member Terry,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
Yes. Okay, 4 Stewart Avenue, you're recusing, Rob?
Yes, please.
Okay. EO 2407 at 4 Stewart Avenue, violation from NOI 0282710. Where do we stand, Chuck?
Mr. Salvo had submitted a plan with a proposed catch basin. I am not seeing him on the call tonight, though. So unless, I don't believe Patty Emerald is here for that one, and I'm not sure if the other attendee is here to represent that one. Raise your hand if so.
Okay, should we hear from them tonight
Well,
since they're here?
they're not, I don't believe anybody's here tonight. So. For Fort Stewart Avenue, I don't believe there's anybody here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, then we'll continue that. And we'll move on. Rob, you want to come back now? EO 2408 at Whistle Stop Way.
For the record, Commissioner Gullas rejoined the commission.
And I had reached out to the folks on that one to see if they had any updates. I did not hear anything back today. We did have a report from Ms. Amaral that the wetland delineation has been done at this point. She sent some photos I had forwarded on to you guys and put in the project folder. So I know work is continuing out there, but I will try to contact them again and get an update on the status and find out when they'll plan to be here next.
Sounds good.
Are they being helpful? Are they being angry? Are they working with you?
Yeah, no, they I they brought on Eric not Eric Swanson, sorry, the gentleman that was doing the enforcement order over on Atlantic Street. So he's going to be helping with the delineation and met with the owner and him out on the site. And so they're, believe on board to move this along in a positive direction. So.
Okay, great. Okay, that's it. Move to adjourn.
Move
So
to
moved.
adjourn.
Second,
Roll call, Member Charpentier,
Yes.
Member Cook,
Yes.
Member Sargent,
Yes.
Member Materi,
Yes.
Member Bella,
Yes.
and Member Jackson.
yes.
A quick question, Chuck. When do you think these things will be ready to be signed? We actually have a lot of stuff to sign.
Yeah, I know.
We do, and actually, I need an additional signature to get the ANRAD that we approved at the last meeting off of the get that out. So I'll put sheets in there first thing tomorrow morning. So they'll be ready starting tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Be safe.
Okay,
Hey,
good
well-
night, everyone.
Good
Good
night.
night, Al.
Okay.
Chuck, I'm going to send you my Arizona address. If you need my signatures, send down some blank sheets and I will sign them and send them back to you.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, related to that, they used to use my stamp. Is that illegal now or something?
The registry didn't like that, so they're kicking stuff back. Yeah.
Okay. I tried to make it easy for you. That's all.
Yeah. No, they I guess they're kicking stuff back because it wasn't a
That's
real
just,
signature.
it should be that way. That makes sense. They did do it for a while. I'm amazed it got that far before someone said no. But
I've sent a lot of letters off the desk with your stamp on them. So
Like, you know what I was surprised is it looks like what's her name was correct. They finally got their extension, right? The 2 years.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
never thought in a million years that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Thought that was
Yeah,
getting
so if they want to come back and remove the enforcement order on that one, I believe that was the only issue we had is that it was an expired order of conditions. They didn't want to file a new NOI. So, yeah.
All right. And Joe, if I don't talk to you, will you be at the next meeting?
I should be I thought it was on the 15th, so that's good because I would have had trouble on the 15th. But 22nd, I think I can make. I'll just be remote. Well, obviously, I will be remote. So yeah, that'll be fine. Chuck, is there a deadline? And I sent you an email on this. Is there a deadline for filing enforcement orders?
For issuing them?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right. So we can hold that out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All
Okay,
right.
then.
We'll see you
Thanks.
soon.
Yeah. See you later. I will send some warm air back to you.
Yes, please.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Right.